All right, traders, it is Wednesday, July 23rd, and I officially have lost my mind. I've gone too deep into the rabbit hole of backtesting, and I think I need to play a game of Would You Rather. So this is Tuesdays since 2021, since January, 223 trades. And this is the best settings I could possibly get for this day trading NQ using the opening range breakout. So the concern is, you'll see versus other P&L, profitable trades, 95.5%, which whenever it looks that good, I don't necessarily believe it. Profit factor of 3.674, absolutely insane. But the total P&L is only 39,000. Not huge, right? So what I'm trying to figure out is, how can I get bigger winners? So this is a 1 to like 6 something risk to reward, meaning that my target is 1/6 the size of the stop. So when I lose, it's absolutely ridiculous. So for example, here's a $254 win, which is only 13 points, but the loss was almost 5x that, which is 52 points roughly. Again, this is only a 7-point win. And so this looks really good in the back test with a 95%, but slippage alone, one of the entries I had the other day was 20 points different. So if my take profit or my target's only 7 points, is that realistic over time? Especially when you consider how much bigger the losses are. If the win rate changes at all with the losses being that big, this is not realistic. So that's the current setup. And then I went through, it's been all day, thinking about different ways to do this. And went with a much more aggressive, slightly different time frame setup that gets a lower profitable trade rate, lower profit factor, but a $60,000 P&L for that time frame. But the equity curve is a lot different. So we have a flat period here, nice climb, flat period here, nice climb. So we could easily go into a period where it just is flat. And this is for, let's see, how long does it start? Right around here, 123 to roughly 174. So that's about 50 trades. And if you're only trading 1 day a week, what is that? 50 trades. So that's almost a year where you're flat. And that's my fears. I want an equity curve that's slowly climbing up instead of having any plateaus, because you could easily, we're on a climb here, but why not go flat right here? But the P&L is higher. And let's see, on most days, the points you win based on orb size are much larger. This one was only 10 points, but this one was 30 points, 18 points here. Let's see, this one was 53 points. And then my losses are, for some reason, well, I know why, because the risk reward's only 1 to 2 negative instead of 1 to 6. So a loss here is only 1265, but we are going to have more losers. But the winners can be bigger with this setup. So let's go through. So I really want to ask you guys, what would you trade? I'll call this first one that's got the higher P&L. We'll call that number 1. It's got a less smooth equity curve, lower profit factor, less win supposedly. But when you win, it's bigger, and when you lose, it's less. And this would be, I guess, trade setup 2. Lower P&L, cool, smoother curve, higher win rate, which I don't know if I trust it, and a 3.6 profit factor. So let me know in the comments, would you go with trade setup 1 or trade setup 2? Now over trade setup 1, I want to look at, this was, I think, pretty eye-opening. The average winning trade, $557.81. The average losing trade, $984. Largest winning trade, $4,919. And then I got to minimize my picture. Largest losing trade, $1925. So the winning trade was 2.5, 3 times, 2.5, the losing trade. Okay? But now let's look at, this is trade setup B. So the average winning trade you can see is much smaller, at least half. The average losing trade is large. The largest winning trade is only 744. What was it here? 4,919. Largest winning trade 744. Largest losing trade 2,000. So this is flipped. Larger losers, smaller winners, but you're winning a lot more. Whereas you have larger winning trades, your losing trades not even close to it. Your average winning trade is 557. Your average losing trade 94. Whereas we only have average winnings only 257 and losing trades 1490. So you could tell the risk to reward is much worse, and you're really banking on the 95% win rate. So and this is on Tuesdays, which is I wouldn't say my least favorite day, but because of the risk to reward, meaning the losses are so big, when I do lose, I feel like, we do have to win. I have to win 10 times to make up 2,000. Then you only have a winner of 169, 549, 484, 264. These are not even close to how big the losses are. 194, 179. I mean, that's 10 points. Not even. 134, 7 points, which was slippage. You may not even get that. Whereas, let's see. I mean, that's a small one. 594, 364. So these are most over 500, 1,000. And then the loser, look, it's not that bad in comparison. 2,000, 1,100. Another 1,600 winner, only 1,100 loser, but you're going to have more losers. So I'm struggling. I would go mostly all in personally with this setup if the equity curve looked better. So this is over 4 years. Now I'm going to go down to the last year. Looks a lot better, but that's only 53 trades. Let's look at the last year here. Last year. So guys, I really want your help. Tell me what you would trade straight out. And this is where I started to go down this rabbit hole. Is this the last year? It's only 51 trades, 53. Okay, so this is the last year for trade setup B. 2.349, which sounds good, but it's only 8,479. And you've got, I just lost on this trade. So it's fresh in my mind. Versus the last 365, 4.172, 23K. I mean, that's 4 times that, less drawdown, even though the win rate is 92 and we're at 86. So let me go down closer. So I guess this brings up the other question. Would you rather trust a back test that has 53 trades or a longer period of time? Because we could be going right into the period where it just flattens out and have to live with that. Let's go last 90 days for trade setup A. Every time I look at these setups, it's always, I wish I was in them and sized up, but I was not. So this is the last 90 days. There's only 13 trades because it's 1 day a week. $5,600. Trades are mostly green. We had 1 red day, but the winners they look good. I mean, it looks fantastic. And let's look at the last 90 for trade setup B. Not nearly as good. So the equity drawdown, and this was the trade I just took, which spurred my thought process on, let's look at Tuesdays again. So 12 trades, 2.677. Again, 2.677 sounds great until you're trading it and you start right here. Because anytime I trade something new, I swear to God, it's when it's in drawdown. So last 90 days, we have 4x and actually a higher win rate, which is really interesting. Let's go even closer. Let's go last 30, which would be like, how many trades will that be? Not many, 4. So this one looks really exciting. This is the trade I took, of course. So we're negative. And let's see. And again, I don't recommend going this low. It's just to kind of show you. 5 trades, 5 winners. Oh, so, I mean, it looks a lot more clear if you go this low, but I'm really trying to stick to as far as possible, which I've determined to be at least, I want to get 100 trades and 4 years of data. And then I'll do this as well. Let's see. So this is 1 day of the week. Trying to get the best trade setup. I'll trade 1 day a week if it looks fantastic. So this is back 4 years again to January 1st, 2021. Trade setup B. Looks good. Equity curve looks good. Overall, my concerns is the targets are too small. The losses are too big. And if I size up, that's why last Tuesday, for the first time ever, I did revenge trade because it was a big loss. Whereas if I switch to this, the losses are much smaller because the risk to reward is smaller. But the equity curve here and here is what's making me nervous. So let me know in the comments. This is 99% of what I'm doing other than having fun on YouTube, is trying to figure out setups that I can trade with confidence so I can really scale up and try to go crazy with. But yeah, anyways, hopefully this is helpful, but really I'm looking for your help. So let me know. This is trade setup A or trade setup B. Let me know what you trade. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys very much. Over 200 subscribers. I think the channel's less than a month old. And appreciate you guys following me on my journey. Hopefully we can crush it together and talk soon. Thanks so much.